and welcome to Happi Art Creations. Today I'm going to show you a demonstration of how to do some long coasters, and we'll get to that in just a second. I'm going to show you the dried. It dried so beautifully. Look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? Of course, it hasn't been cleaned, and whenever you use silicone you have to clean your painting piece. But as of right now, this is the dried, and we did this just yesterday. So it's gorgeous. It dried beautifully. The sides, everything came out gorgeous. And so in a little while, I'll let this dry. I'll clean it off. I'll let it cure, basically. Clean it off, and then I haven't decided whether or not I'm going to resin this or just put a clear coat gloss on it. So there's that. I wanted to show you that real quick. And in the last week and a half or so, this one was drying also, and I wanted to show you how beautiful. It's 8 by 8, 10 by 10, I'm not quite sure. I think it's a 10 by 10. Anyhow, and it's my beautiful twilight sunflowers. And I think it really turned out well. I was inspired by Janet Jackson, Earthification. You can find her on YouTube also. But before we get started, I wanted to show you what I'm talking about. I'm only going to do a few today, but I wanted to show you that we have these beautiful longer, I did these before, these are ready for sale. They are actually resin, the whole shebang, and this is what I'm going to show you quickly on a few things that you can use, your leftover paints or whatever that you have. I want to show you the back. It takes 3 cork boards. And then resin, it has to be use resin that's heat resistant. I use KS resin, and it's heat resistant up to 475 degrees. This is just a sample. It's kind of southwestern, and you can put hot cups of coffee, you can put your phone in your coffee, you can put your coffee in a wet drink. The only thing with resin, you just know, please do not immerse this. Other than that, it can handle the water. It's not a big deal, and the cork on the back is going to protect your furniture. So that one there is just like gorgeous. Let me move this right there out of the way. And you can see each of them are a little bit different. And this is the possibilities that you can do with just your simple. I was trying out some of my golden paints on this one though. And I think it's like, oh yeah, it's gorgeous. So let me put that there. Kind of wanted to go a little bit homier and get some richer, deeper colors. And again, these were just colors I literally had just, you know, you don't finish some, and I don't always use them right away, so I put them in little containers and save them for later. They keep really well so long as it's air. Oops, got something on that one. I don't know what that is, but it'll pop off. Look at this one. To me, this is like a Sonoma desert. Absolutely gorgeous. I'm trying to stay out of that light. Anyhow, just simple little things. And I'll show you how to do some of these. Look at this one. Talk about bling. Ooh. That's one of those hallelujah things. Woo, glory. It's so beautiful. Look at that. Alright, I know. I'm just proud of these. And I keep saying, oh, they're beautiful. But in my eyes, they are. So... And I thought this was a good ocean one. Kind of oceany, kind of beachy, kind of something like that. This is so simple to do, and I don't want anything to be hard for you. Don't think it's too hard for you. It's great. And again, the back is sealed. I wanted to show you some prep that I do every single time before I get started. I make sure that I tape my backs, because this back is going to be on. Unless something drastic happens, this back is going to be on until I finish resining. Because if you get this on the back of your resin, you're going to have to sand it down if you don't have it covered really well. And that's a pain in the keister. So anyhow, I put my tape on, and then I go around these edges. You see that? I make sure, and I press in, and I make sure that they are pressed in really hard. Because I don't want it to lift up. I don't have any problem with the tape I'm getting from... what is it, Harbor Freight? I don't have any issues with that, and it works just fine. You don't have to have the 3M or the heavy duty. I found that I don't have any issues if I tape, and just make sure that I press down my edges really well. Make sure there's no residual above here, because that just leaves it above here. On when you look, it should be completely clear, clear of any tape residue, because the resin might get up underneath there, or the paint might lift it. The next thing I do, and I make sure I always have gloves on when I'm doing this step, because you have oils on your hand. And so, anyhow, here's my alcohol. I just simply spray a little bit of alcohol. And my hubby got these at Lowe's, and I think they were 79 cents a piece. Okay? There we go. And I just make sure I get anything, because you don't know if the oils of the worker, your oils from handling it, anyhow, may interfere with resining. And you know what? You don't want any of that stuff on. And I know we're fixing to put paint on, but I always clean them off. And that's the only thing I do to them, literally. I tape my back, I clean them off, and I say, okay, let's go. So, what I have here, it's hard to kind of see, but I got, things that are open, and then I have little containers like this that have different colors that maybe I didn't finish. Even this one, see that little bit? I don't like to waste anything, because I know that eventually I'm going to be able to use it. Now it seems like I'm on this blue theme. Oh, before I get started, I want to show you. These are the peel off little cork pieces, and it takes 3 of them to go on this right here. They're very simple. You can order these off of Amazon. I don't have the link, I'll be honest with you. I'm still working on getting my whole channel set up correct, all in order. So anyhow, be patient with me, but you can find them on Amazon, and they come in a big package. Okay, so these paints here, see, I have a little bit. This here looks like Prussian blue, and I tried to gather up paints that had similar consistency. And the reason doing that, look at that. Oh, see, that one feels a little thick, but I might be able to get away with that, or I can add some water. The reason I do that is that when I have different pours. I do Dutch pours, I do spiral pours, I do all kinds of things, and they have different consistencies. And so some of the paints are different. So this is a simple phthalo green. I've got, looks like Prussian blue. I've got an aqua. I always have aqua. That's kind of, if you haven't guessed, this looks like a light sapphire, so it's got a little shimmer. And this blue also had a little shimmer in it. And also this Van Dyke brown. It looks like I had put some iridescent medium, and I get this right here. Let me show you. I use Sargent's acrylic pearlescent mixing medium, and you can add this to just about anything. Sometimes it gets lost in what we call opaque paints, but definitely I use it, I give it a try, and if it works, it works. If not, I go, oh well. It does not take much, so just start with a little bit, okay? There you go, and that's what I use for that. And these are the colors I've chosen for this first one. I'm going to tell you, it's very simple. Let me move these over out of the way. Okay, I'm going to turn it this way, just because I'm going to actually be working in this mode, okay? So, I'm going to take my blue, and I need to clean out. I need some of my little containers back. I think I'm going to save this little bit of blue for some of the tops. So what am I going to put my bottom on? I think I'm going to put my dark bottom right here. And I'm going to use that Van Dyke brown. This one is a little bit thick, so again, my handy dandy Floetrol water mix. 90% water, 10% Floetrol, just enough to give it basically the same fluidity or consistency of the other paints, and this is much better. Sometimes after they sit for a little bit, they get a little bit thick, so, you know. Alright. Alrighty. This is similar to doing a swipe, except I'm not going to be swiping, so let me put that spoon over there. I'm literally just going to take it and go like this, because we're just going to be pouring and tilting, and you can see already, and I can always put more if I need it. Okay, set that aside, out of the way. Oh, what would be next? Pretty. I think this yellow, oh, which one was this? This one is a Golden's, and I can't remember. Let's see. Can't remember the exact. I got it as a free sample. It's one of the fluids, and man, alright, this is all I'm doing, is just filling in, zippity-doo-dah. You can't do this wrong. Again, this is one of those things you can't do wrong. Alright, so we've got the brown, the yellow. What would be a next one? I don't think I want to do the green, the phthalo green. It does have a blue tint underneath. Maybe this will turn it a little green next to that yellow, but let's go for it. Okay, I'm going to go maybe more, if I can, on the brown. There's certain colors that just don't work together necessarily, but because I'm just going to be tipping this, it's not going to be bad at all. Let's go ahead and put a little bit of this blue. It'll lighten it all up. Look at that. See how it's starting to brighten up? And when you put that resin on there, oh my gosh, it's so gorgeous. And now I'm going to put just a little bit of the phthalo green. Phthalo green definitely has more of a blue to it. Underneath when it dries, it's a blue. And then we have that little bit of, ooh, I got to get every bit. Prussian blue is like one of my favorite. All right. So I wanted to put that on top because I don't have as much of it. Anything hard here yet? I didn't think so. I thought this, and I'm just going to go ahead and put all of that on there because it's almost gone. Now, is there anything else I could put on here if I wanted to? Sure, I could put 24 karat gold if I wanted to. Let me set that over there and this out of the way. Do I want to put a little bit of gold? Well, let's go for it. Just a little. A little dab will do ya. There. Just to give it a little bit of sparkle. Now, it looks like there's a lot of paint, and there is. And some things do get wasted. That's part of fluid art, and I try not to, and I try to use as much of the paint as I can. So basically, all I'm going to do first is, where is my gun? Let's pop some of these bubbles, okay? It always takes 2 tries to get this going. Anything, and also, if there's any cells that one might pop up, okay, that's good. All right, so we're going to move it this way. Just a little, cover those sides. We're going to move it this way. Oh my gosh, look at that. Now, you can't see it, but over here, right about there, there's a goopy monster. I don't know what it is. So remember I told you to keep your tweezers? These are old like dental tweezers when my husband was in the military. He got a set, and look at that, just a big old booger. Let's get the boogers out because it does mess up your design, and every time you flow over it, it's going to leave its mark. Sometimes the mark is not too bad, sometimes it is. Alright, so I'm going to pour this way a little bit, cover the sides. I'm going to try not to go too much to the thin, but you can see that these paints are nice and yummy. Okay, and then I'm going to bring it back. I'm going to try to keep it as up and down as I can without messing it up. And you can't help but some of it. You can also go around and take your finger and just gently bring it around. Okay, or you can bring your thumbs like that. See how I did that? That there's a little trick, and it brings it around. And here's some that's still not quite. Now I want that paint. See, let's see if I can get this to come back around and down. I know you have to move it around, and I'm just moving it towards my left. Sometimes it's hard to see it on this, but I'm going to try to get that to come down like that. Cover that. Is it yet? May have to stand up. Nope, not yet. It's being contrary. Like my puppies. So I don't know about you, but that would fit anywhere beautiful in someone's house. And I can come over here, see how I did that, and just fill that in. It doesn't have to be perfect. I do make sure that I go around. I use my finger most of the time on little things like this. I go around. Make sure you don't go over your painting or your work of art because it will be ruined. You'll have a blob in the middle you didn't want it. So just always be conscious of where your hands are. Okay, now if I told you that one's done basically, okay, let me get a dry paper towel here. Man, I'm really glad to be with y'all today. None of these again have silicone in them. I keep those separated out, and I didn't pull those out. I only have a few. I don't like, oh, like I said, I Are you going to be, there we go. All right. Now this right here, I don't know if I like so much. So let's see if I can bring that down. It's a little bit more sheer. Let's see if I can straighten things out and bring it down. I might mess it up if I do. It's not that I hate it, and I think it'll be just fine. You can also do simple little things like this. If you want to fix it up a little, you can. Your paint is very fluid, and you can actually make your lines up here as if they're going to be what they need to be. So if you find places that aren't quite 100% your favorite, then go in and fix it. Like these little blobs. Sometimes I don't like the blobs. And so I go in and I manipulate it and make it the way I like it. And I love Van Dyke Brown. It's one of my favorite browns, and if you haven't met it, then you need to get introduced, okay? It's one of the creamiest. I love mine from Amsterdam. Is my favorite Van Dyke Brown. And see how that just made the difference? Let's see if I can fix maybe something right here and straighten that out. So that area that was a little bobbled up, I fixed. Now, I don't want to undo everything because I actually like the majority of it. So when you're at least 70% is what people say, but I want to be happy overall. This is done, and I'm going to move this over to my dry table. And my dry table is just directly to my right. Okay. And I'm not worried about that paint that's on the back of this. Let me turn this way and go around. Because it's going to dry and the paint's going to be just fine. Now with those on the dry table, all I have to do, basically, is just put one of these underneath it. I actually have my cookie cutters. They're a little bit rounder, a little bit wider, but they serve the purpose. Okay, now I can either take these and use them. I can just wipe off the bottom maybe. There we go, or the top, excuse me. There you go. It doesn't have to be perfect, okay? What color's next? Let me move these out of the way. We might reuse some of these, who knows? All right, let's get these out of the way. Oh, there's my beautiful Van Dyke Brown. Now, I might get a cup, so I'm thinking, I've already cleaned these. These are ready to go. Let me get it dry. I got something on it. There we go. These have already been cleaned. So let's see. I've got some beautiful purple. Let me stir that one up. This was a mixture. I got violet. I've got some phthalo blue in this. I've got some black, some magenta, and it just makes a rich. Sometimes you just, if you don't have the color, so I was trying to get like a dioxazine purple, and it's so rich and beautiful. So that's what I did on that one. Okay, this one, oh, it looks like it's deep berry. Oh, gorgeous, gorgeous. Here we go. So be thinking, I know that purple, now see that's kind of thick, so I'm just going to add just a little bit. I'm going to pour this in a cup and I'm going to show you. I'm going to layer it up. Now white is always a good color to add. You don't have to add white. You can use one of your lighter colors as a highlight. That right there is pretty doggone good. So we've got our dark purple and our deep berry. So those are good, and we know we're going to need a highlight. So what colors do I have that would go really well with that? Let's see. I've got some, how about a magenta? A light magenta. Really light. Let's check its texture. This one's a little bit thick for the others, so I'm just going to add a little bit. Just a little. Okay. All right. There's nothing wrong with this. You can literally put everything in a cup and let it slide around, move around on your thing, and just make a design that you like. It's up to you. So we've got that one, and what else? What else would be a good one? Definitely the gold. Definitely the gold. But we need a lighter. So what color do I have that might be either a pop of light pink? Nope. Ah, Here's like a lime green. You wouldn't think that would look good together, but honestly, it's gonna look great. You just have to make sure that you layer it. And that's a good texture. You can't see it, and I'm not gonna take it out of the bottle, but you'll see it when I do it. Lime green, gold, and do I have some white? How about a little bit of my metallic white that I've got mixed up? Alrighty, calculation for this. This is approximately 3. So where is my phone? Okay, so you're going to take and you're going to measure. I know that this is 12 times 4. So 12 times 4 is 48. Okay, so you're going to go there to your phone. Mark this as being the most accurate. Of course, my phone's going to be stupid, right? Okay. I usually have a calculator, but I don't know where it's at. All right, so get me my calculator. So we know that 12 times 4 is 48. 48, there you go, divided by, the magic number is 28. And it is 1.714 blah, 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 blah. Okay, so I know I need about 2 ounces. This is a 3-ounce cup, about 2 ounces to cover this. Not quite, just a little under. So that's how you calculate that. So remember that, take your length times your width, get your total and divide it by 28, and you've got your approximate. Now sometimes you need a little bit more because you've got maybe a deep canvas, maybe those 1.5, 2-inch canvas gallery wrap ones. This one here says 1.7, so you know this is a 3-ounce cup, so maybe. All right, what you put in your cup first is what comes out last. So I'm going to put just a little bit of gold at the bottom. Okay, not too much. Set that over there. I love purple, and I'm going to pour it. I'm going to lip it. Just pour it like this. Let's see. That's a good amount. Can you see how I'm layering? And it's going to be a beautiful layer. I'm actually going to add a little bit of the magenta between that. And now I'm going to add a little bit of this white. And this is a little bit thicker, but metallics are, so keep that in mind. Now I'm going to add the deep berry. That was a mixture of a whole bunch of stuff when I was trying to get, and to put a barrier between the green and the red because they don't mix well, I'm going to go ahead and put a little bit of gold, a little bit of this, and a little bit of the green. I'm only using the green as a highlight, okay? You see that? Just as a highlight. And again, between the green, I'm going to add some purple. Whatever you put in last is going to come out first, okay? Oh, that's almost 2, so what? Let's put a little dab of of the gold. And that's all I'm going to do. That's, well, maybe not quite enough. So let's go ahead and add a little bit of the berry. I want to make sure I have enough because I'm not going to put any flood. I'm not going to put anything underneath that. All right. And I'm just layering. Just layering. How about one more little thing of green? And green and gold shouldn't be too bad. So I started with gold, I'm going to end with gold. And on this one, I'm going to lift it like this slightly, and all I'm going to do is just pour. And do a little bit of I'm going to kind of make it in a, oh, what is it? A ring? That's all I'm going to do. Now look at those beautiful colors that are coming out. And I'm going to keep letting it come on out. Let it keep going down. And I'm going to get every last little bit of that gold. I'm glad that the green is on the outside because I'll pour some of that off. Okay, that looks like about all. Oh, my cup is gorgeous. and I'm going to bring it right there. Now I'm going to let it set. Let it set flat for just a sec. Now the colors are gorgeous. You can see that they're layered. Let me put that up to the camera. Can you see that? I don't want to move it too much. It's dripping. But anyhow, I'll show you when we're done. How's that? Okay. Oh, I've got terrible allergy eyes, guys. These trees in Tennessee. Oh! All right. So this one I'm going to go ahead and do a little bit of a pop any bubbles that might be there. It's best to do that now. It also warms up the paint, and if you want to get any cells or anything like that, then do that. But oh my goodness, look at the beautiful gold. So I'm going to bring it back up a little. Okay. Back up and pour off some of that. Then I'm going to bring it over to this corner. Normally you go, but this is kind of small, so normally. Hey y'all, just wanted to let you know my camera decided to die. I'm not sure all, you know, I'm definitely technically challenged, but anyhow, we were in the middle of doing this beautiful one right here, and I just wanted to show you how gorgeous it turned out. I'll post some pictures on Facebook. You can reach me at Happi Art Creations at Facebook, also Pinterest. You can see these up close. And when I post on our art channels, I'll go ahead and have pictures of these together. I don't know what happened, but anyhow, they turned out beautifully. This is simple. Anyone can do this, and you can enjoy your day doing them. It's relaxing, and it makes your heart happy, and that's my goal, is somehow to spark some joy and happiness in someone's life today. So y'all, it's not too hard. You can do this, and you know what? I know you can. Anyhow, I'll talk with you later. Thank you for visiting Happi Art Creations. Go ahead and like and subscribe for me. Greatly appreciated. Ring that bell, push all, and I hope to see you soon. Y'all, I'm excited about this new channel. All right, toodaloo. Bye-bye.